Yeah. So in this session, we'll talk about Java interfaces. What is an interface? So interface is an entity of Java which says what a particular class is supposed to do. Okay, that's it. It's a definition. So I have a class called point, my own class called point, and my class should implement certain interfaces so that my class gets those qualities. For example, if I implement comparable interface, my point class implements comparable interface, then my class objects, my point class objects can be compared with each other and it can be sorted. They can be sorted. Or if my point class implements clonable interface, then the objects of my class point can be cloned. So when I say cloned, an object gets copied to gets copied, and both the objects are completely different. So that even one object change, it does not affect the other object. Okay. So interface in Java says what is to be done. So a class can implement multiple interfaces. It can implement comparable, as it says, comparable interface, clonable interface, serializable interface. So the moment a class implements a set of interfaces, the class gets the qualities of all those interfaces. But interface will just say what is to be done. But the implementation is left to the concerned class. Maybe, as I said, my example class called point. So my point class has to implement the methods which are given, which have been given by those interfaces, comparable or clonable. Comparable interface will say compare to method. So my class has to implement a compare to method. Or if I say clonable interface, so my class point has to implement a clone method. So it is my class responsibility to implement all those methods. Fine. So this is called Java interface. So now I will get into my NetBeans IDE and I'll explain to you how to realize all these things with a demonstration. So I'll go to my NetBeans. I'll just create a fresh project so that everything looks neat. Java application. Let me call my demo. Finish. Yeah, look at this. Now this my demo class contains a main method. Nothing is inside. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a small array. Okay, of course with array I'll start so that you can array of objects we're going to create. So first of all, if I say I have an integer array int, let's call ages is equal to, I have set of ages 32, 21, okay, and 24. Okay, let me call 17. Okay, let me call 19. So these are the ages. Okay, so this is an ages array. Then I have a string array, string names is equal to, I have Ram. Okay, Ram. Then I have Anand. Okay, then I have Leela. My three names are four names. Ashok. Fine. So this is an integer array. This is a string array. Fine. Now I want to sort these arrays. So what I'll do, I'll just say arrays dot sort. So when I say sort, I get such set of suggestions here. Look at this. A lot of suggestions here. Now I can send a byte array or short array, okay, or from index to index, and of course I can have double array, long array. Okay, all these type of arrays I can use, and you can see this one is very important. Object array, sort object array. So I'll just say sort. Okay, I'll just say sort. Let me call ages. Then I'll say arrays dot sort. I'll just say names. Okay, so before sorting, after sorting. So I'll use a for loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than Okay, I'll just say ages dot length plus plus I. I'll just say system dot out dot println. I'll say ages of I. So this displays the ages before sorting. Look at this. Okay, I'll just show you the output. It will come as it is 32, 21. You can see here. So what I'll do is just give a space so it will print the same line. I'll remove println, I'll put print. Instead of that, I'll put print. Look at this. Instead of println, I put print. So all the numbers will be printed next to each other because of this space also. So 32, 21, 24, 17, 19. As it is, it got printed. Now after sorting now, I'll just print them. Yeah, so see, I'll just comment it out. Only sorted array I'll print. See, 17, 19, 21, 24, 32. Okay, fine. In the same way, I want to print, the names of the names array. So what I'll just comment it out. I'll just say names of I. Names of I. Okay. So I'll just comment and run it. So you see some exception. So I think because of this, it should be names.lengths. I made a mistake. Okay, so the names will come as it is: Ram, Anand, Leela, Ashok. So that after that, I'm just sorting it. I'll comment it out. Before sorting, I'll just uncomment all these things. So I'm sorting names. I'll just change accordingly. Names. Fine. Now you can see a sorted names. Anand, Ashok, Leela, Ram. It's sorted. Okay. Now, so arrays.sort, no, basically it's a method which expects. Look at this. If I just say dot sort, so it gives me object. So when you say object, no, it can contain any object also as an array. See, integer we know, byte basically primitive type. Int, int, byte, char, float, double, all are in long, all are in a primitive types. But what is the object? Object is a generic type. So even string is also coming under object only, because strings base class is object. So for sort method of arrays class, of course sort is a static method, so that we are able to access using arrays.sort. And the sort method, it expects an object array. So string is also an object, because strings base class is object. That is why it is able to sort string array also. Fine. Okay. Now, okay, we are able to sort strings, numbers, everything. But my point is, okay, let me just complete this. Sort names. My point is, I have a class called point. Okay, so this is my own class. Okay, the user defined class. Now I want to create an array of these points and then sort it out using arrays.sort. Let us see whether it is able to do or not. Okay, fine. So what I'll just say private int x comma y. These are the properties. Then in NetBeans there is a beautiful way of doing it, wonderful way of doing it. Like right click here, insert code, constructor get added, select all, generate. Then same way right click, insert code, getter and setter methods, select all, generate. Okay, so everything is generated. Then I right click here, insert code. I'll say toString method, generate. Fine. So I have created a class called point. Okay, now I will comment all these things. I will create an array of points. Look at this. Point is a class name, square bracket, points is equal to, okay, so I'm going to create new array of points. Look at new point of 1, 2. So these are, you create an object of point class. New point, and you can give anything 1, 2, whatever it is. Then I'll say, first let me take 100, 200. Then I'll say new, okay, point 10 comma 20 comma new point 1 comma 2. Okay, fine. So I have, see, look at this. This is an array of points. See, points is the name of the array of type point array, and every point is created like this, new point. Now what I want to do is, I want to see, display these points first of all. See, I'll just uncomment this, comment all these things. I'm not sorting right now. Okay, I'll just say points dot length. Then I'll say points of 5. Points of 5. Okay, I'll just run it. Let us see what is output. Some error. Oh, this has been commented out. Okay, so I want to display it without sorting. See, it's displaying as it is 100, 200, 10, 20, 1, 2. Now I will just try to sort this. Okay, then after sorting, I'll just comment it out. I will display. Okay, I'll just copy this and I think paste it. After sorting, I'll try to display. Look at this. Okay, before sorting, I'll remove it. Okay, see, I'm trying to sort the points array. That's it. See, instead of string array, integer array, float array, I'm just saying points array. Let us see whether it's able to sort. No, it's not able to sort. It says, look at this. Class cast exception. Point cannot be cast to comparable. That means this see, sort method does not know how to sort, okay, a point class object, because it has not been taught. It has not been taught. So what we are supposed to do, this is where, see, here we need to implement comparable interface. So I go down. Okay, I just go to point class, implements, comparable. Okay, so the moment I say comparable, it gives me an error. Look at this. Click on it. Implement all abstract methods. Select it. So it go down. So you'll have a new compare to method. So any class which has to be compared so that they can be sorted needs to implement this method called comparative. Okay, so that means what? Any class which has to be compared using the arrays.sort method should implement a interface called comparable, and with the comparable interface says you have to implement compare to method, but how it's up to you, but there should be a method called compare to. So what I'll do, I'll just remove this. Okay, now compare to method, how do we compare? How do we compare 2 points? See, we have x, y properties. So it's our choice actually. We can add x, y, then we can compare, or we can compare x and x, then compare. Okay, it's our choice. First thing is we should typecast it. So I'll just say point, because there's a point, we're going to compare point to point. So I'll just say temp is equal to, I'll typecast the generic object to, look at this. This O, this O is typecasted into point. Then what I'll do, I'll compare if this dot x is greater than temp dot x. That means we are comparing this dot x means the object on the left side. You see, whenever you compare, you will have 2 objects, left side object, right side object. So this refers to the left side object. The right side object is passed as parameter. Okay, and this dot y, if it is greater than temp dot y, then we'll say return 1. So positive result. Okay, else if, I'll just say else if this dot y is greater than temp dot y, and this dot y is greater than, this dot, this dot x is greater than, else should be, this dot x is less than temp dot x, and this dot y is less than m.y return -1. Okay, see we are comparing left side object x with the right side object x. If x is greater than x and y is greater than y, return 1. If x is less than x and y is less than y, return -1. Else means what? When both are equal, we return 0. Return 0. Fine. So this is the logic which helps to compare two different objects, two different point objects. Fine. Now I have saved it. Then we have set our own logic where I'm comparing two different point objects. If this point object x is greater than that point object x, and this x is greater than, sorry, this y is greater than that y, then this object is bigger than that object. That's it. Okay. If this x is less than that x and if this y is less than that y, return -1. That means this is less than, this object is less than that object. Okay, it's our own logic. You can write any logic. We can change the logic in such a way, if x plus y is greater than that x plus y, then this is greater than that. It's our choice. Okay, fine. Now what I'll do, I'll just go here. I'll try to run. Look at this. Yeah, sorted. Look at this. 1 to 10, 20, 100 to 100. I can change any way I want, still it will be sorted. So look at this. Okay, fine. So as you can see here, three different point objects were compared with each other and then sorted only because of the compare to method, which is in your comparable interface. So our point class has implemented that compare to method. So once it implements compare to method, the sort method of arrays class will have no problem in sorting the point objects, array of points. Okay, so this is how we sort a set of points. Okay, whenever we need to sort a set of points, we should implement comparable interface, so that as a consequence we are overriding the compare to method, and the logic which we put inside the compare to method, it's up to us. It can be anything, but there should be a compare to method. That is called an interface. Okay, hope this session was useful. We'll meet in some other session with some other example. Thank you.